Thank you, Kausar, for coming. Thank you, sir. मैं सोच रहा था जल्दी आएंगे. So hopefully we can get the book done. I hope he enjoyed his trip, and I hope he had fun. He had his first Jummah today, Jummah prayer even with the commercial bar at the at the mosque. He had a chit chat with the actually had lunch with the Mufti Sahib. And all the questions he had, they were answered, hopefully.
Yeah.
And just like we all know, nobody would ask deep questions in the first time. Right? You require 4 or 5 meetings before you ask a deeper question, right? So, because you don't want to offend anyone. And a lot of people ask me, people just add people, they don't even talk to each other. Yes, they don't talk to each other. When I went to Seattle this time, last year, I added people, I added 5 years ago. I've never talked with them, right? But when I went to Seattle, I looked up friends in Seattle. 2 Microsoft vice presidents showed up. And I messaged them, hey, we have been friends on Facebook for 5 years, we haven't really talked. By the way, I'm in town, can I come and see you? And guess what? They both met me. And then I was introduced to who's who in Microsoft and other places, and it was fine because the relationship was 5 years old. If I added him in the same day, it would be a totally different scenario. So it doesn't matter if you're just adding purpose. It doesn't matter. A lot of people are just there just to observe. But you add them, they're very powerful people. Eventually, when you need them, they're there. You have 5,000 numbers, 2,000 numbers in your phone book, in your mobile. You don't call everyone, but you call them when you need them. So if you have numbers from Islamabad, you will call them when you went to Islamabad. If you have a number from Hyderabad, you will say, hey, you know what, who do I know in Hyderabad? I want to go out and eat something nice, who can I go with? So you call them up. And this is how the network helps you. It doesn't help you right that time. And you don't realize the power you have now. And I would love to teach you what I know the network's power. And I think it's a phenomenal network which you all have now. But you need to understand how to use it. You need to find time to use it. For example, Imran is saying you don't have time for the interview. So let's teach you how to delegate your work. You should have all the time in the world. If this group doesn't have all the time in the world, then there's something wrong. You should have all the time in the world because you can learn how to delegate your work to somebody else. There's a very nice book on Rehan University called 4-Hour Work Week. 4-Hour Work Week. He works for 4 hours a week. He hired 2 guys in India, he's an American, he hired 2 guys in India who did his job from his desk in the US, and he went just outside. Somebody else sitting in India was doing their job, his job. And the guy literally did it, and he did it 3 times to prove that it's possible. And then he taught how to do it in his book. He's a multi-millionaire. Amazing guy, very nice book, read it. You can learn. Now you have the network. Main Kya Karu teaches give you 6 tools. And one of the tools is the network. When you have the network now you need to have persistence. You need to know how to obtain knowledge. You need to know, we did not include this in Main Kya Karu yet for delegation. You need confidence. Most of you are not making videos. He didn't even have a photo. I don't know if you still have a Facebook photo or not.
Yeah.
Finally, you wouldn't put a Facebook photo. I don't know why. So we have these kamzoris in different aspects in our life. But if we complete it, we finally become an insan, a mukammal insan, a complete insan, and it allows us to become a better person. And now, it won't make you the perfect human being, but you will become a better person for sure. And it's the same knowledge which everybody else has. Everybody else is teaching the same knowledge in a different way. What I have taught you through the 500 Visual experiment. Imam Ghazali asked to do this to people in the same way. He said, if anybody goes out to search for Allah for 2 years, he will find himself. Because what happens in 2 years? If you were living at 800 years ago, that's what he gave to people. Go and look for Allah. On your khacher, you have no motels, you have no hotels, you have no freeways, you have no cars, you have only got your donkey. And you don't even know where you will eat tomorrow or tonight, because there's no hotels, there's no McDonald's, there is nothing. And when you go and do that, you find yourself, because you have enough time to look within, you talk to enough strangers to find who are you, what's your purpose. And this is what most of you have done by going on this journey. If you actually talk with all 500 people, I guarantee you, most of you have not talked to all 500 people. But if you talk to those 500 people, I guarantee you, you will become 800 to 1,000% better person just by talking to them. And having a conversation, at least give half an hour to each person. And if you can do it in a Skype call with each of them, man, you will be, or interview them, you will become phenomenal. What's a phenomenal? Something which is totally out there. It's just totally different than anybody else. So you have the potential and the power and the network and the technology to do all this. Now, whatever is left is that we're just not doing it. So please do it. You should do it. You have time. Whoever has time, they should do it. And just interview your friends. You were looking for a job, I can hire you for interviewing you. And you don't have to leave your kids. I mean, the only reason I'm not hiring you is because you're children. I mean, if you didn't have kids, I would say, join me yesterday. Because you're an amazing person. But the challenge is that, I don't want to be the person who hires the mother away from the kids. I don't want to be that person. So you can do this. You can work at your home. You can come to the office, learn video editing. And then we can teach you how to make a new show. And you can just record the interviews, and then I can have somebody teach you how to process it. Make decent money, same money which you would make. For full time, you can make like in an hour a day, easily. And I'll be happy to pay you for that, because it's worth it to me, right? So, and you're a girl, it's easy for people to say, okay, I'll give you an interview, and it's easy. So, I kept speaking because you're tired.
Yeah.
I haven't slept much today, so I was tired. I apologize. I was laying down.